This is what going the extra mile really means, because a lot of people make the mistake of assuming that if they want to achieve success, doing the numbers is just enough. Doing just what is required will get them to the outcome they want. And while that seems true, the problem with that approach is it only gets you mediocre results. Because think about it, all of us want excellence, all of us want greatness, all of us want that, be it our relationships or be it our career or even be it in money, that we should have something that's different, we should have something incredible, we should have things that are full of love. And yet, if our commitment to getting that is only average, we can't expect a different result. Which is why today I want to help you understand, what does it really mean to go the extra mile. If you're a corporate employee, you've probably heard speakers use this term a lot in the conferences that are conducted. Or if you just scroll YouTube or Instagram, you'll just notice that this is a phrase that's used very, very often, but very few of us really understand what it means in action. So let me break it down for you and let me explain to you how you can make this a practical part of your life. It all comes down to one word, and that is value. See, anything in life, be it your relationship, be it your career, be it your business, even money, is an exchange of value. The only reason two people get together and they exchange a relationship is because they can see this person is valuable for me. They're giving me experiences and emotions that are valuable, and I'm able to give them the same. What happens in one-sided relationships is one person is continuing to give value, the other person's not. The other person is taking things for granted, and then ultimately it breaks apart. Just like that, in our jobs and in our businesses, our aim, our question that we're asking, right? That's the wrong question. We're asking, how do we get to success? We're asking, how do we get to the goals we have? We're asking, how do I get that promotion? How do I get the $1 million? How do I get this? How do I get that? No. If you want to learn to go the extra mile, and if you want to learn how you can create extraordinary results, I want you to ask a different question today. And that question is, how can I give more? See, we're all focused on getting. Everybody is. Very few people are focused on giving. And when you are focused on giving massive value, here's what happens. You attract people, you attract situations, and you attract circumstances where you get that massive value back. Nothing in this universe, nothing in this world ever goes unnoticed. It may take time, it may get delayed, but here's the truth. If you want to succeed, if you want to grow, learn to go the extra mile. And that happens when you change the question that you're asking itself. How many employees do you know? How many colleagues do you know who ask the question, how can I add so much value to this company? They would regret letting me go. Nobody does. People don't even study about their company before they're joining in. I mean, that baffles me the most. You're going to spend your time, you're going to spend your efforts working in this organization, and you're not even taking the time to understand what it is beyond your role. How do you expect to get extraordinary results? Or I've seen this with businesses. I've had this experience where somebody from a marketing agency reached out to me on LinkedIn. They sent me a wonderful message. And I thought, hey, you know what? This might actually work. So I replied to that. Then I got a text from them on WhatsApp. And they asked, okay, so what do? You do coaching, right? I said, yes, that's what I do. Then they asked me, okay, what kind of coaching? Is it leadership? And for a second, I was amazed. If you've seen my profile, you know what I'm doing. If you've seen the kind of content I'm posting, you'll see what I've done. And yet, you've been so generic in your approach that you're asking me the kind of leadership coaching that I do, or any kind of coaching that I do. It didn't make sense. I didn't choose to engage with that person further because as a business owner, I want to deal with vendors who are as aligned to adding value as I am with my customers. And this is why the competition to success is so low. I mean, so few people are actually willing to go the extra mile that if you just do that one thing right, 90% of the competition just falls away. People who want to build businesses think, oh my God, what will I do? There's so much competition. No, there's not. 90% of your competition is like this agency I talked to that are not even taking the basic effort to understand and to pay attention to detail and to see if the person they're reaching out to is even a fit for them. But that shows me where their professional ethics are, where they stand in terms of delivering quality of work, and then I could see the pattern into the future. If I choose to engage, I'm only going to regret it. And the reason I'm going to regret it is they have the getting mindset. They don't have the giving mindset. They didn't say, hey, can I talk to you for a second? There's a strategy that I've thought of, and here's the outline of it. If you have the time, we can meet. That makes more sense. I'm like, okay, cool. You've done some research about me. Let me know how it goes. In relationships, again, people think, how can I apply the idea of going the extra mile? Be more caring, be more present, be more loving. Rather than focusing on, am I getting enough love or not? Start focusing on, am I giving enough love or not? That's a whole new paradigm shift. And when you do that, right, oh, your relationships become so fulfilling. Like between me and my best friend, there's no competition, there's no fight, there's no war. There's nobody saying you love me less or you don't love me enough, you're not there for me enough. No. Why? Because both of us know we are always there for each other, and we make the effort to stay in touch every month. Even if we may not be talking, because we're busy with our lives, we make it a point to do a small gesture of sending each other our favorite books. It's been almost 2 years since we've been doing that, and that's one of my favorite rituals. I love it when I have to send a book to her and when I receive a surprise book from her. So if you think about it, we think relationships also take lots of time, lots of effort, stuff like that. No, they don't. Simple act of ordering something, the simple act of being there for the person, attentive, listening, understanding, rather than trying to put your point of view forward, is what will get you into much better relationships. And I talk to a lot of people and they say, I'm scared I'll be lonely forever. Well, if you work on giving love, you'll never be lonely forever. Because first the love will be within, then it will come to other people. I've talked to people who said, I don't know if I can ever make friends. Well, making friends is easy. If you are adding value in your friends' lives and they are adding value to yours, boom, you become friends. You start adding value to each other's lives. But the moment you start measuring, the moment you start keeping a track, how much somebody has given and how much you have given, the relationship is lost. Because then it's not a relationship based on love, then it's a transaction. Even in business, people treat relationships with their customers and clients like a transaction. I don't. For my clients, for my customers, for the people who come into my coaching, I'm only asking one question. How can I add more value? Which is why I keep introducing new and new things that are going to help them grow even further to solidify their results. And they're loving it. And because they're loving it, they're referring me to more and more people. And the professional relationships and networks that I'm building are going deeper and deeper and deeper. So this is the simple logic for success anywhere you go. Be willing to show up, be willing to put in the extra effort. And the way to do that is just to shift your question from what am I getting to what am I giving. And for those of you think, what do I have to give? Don't lie to yourself, you have a lot to give and you know it. You're just not willing to see that. So open your heart, open your abundance. Be willing to step into your greatness and see, yes, I can give, I can support, I can provide. And the moment you enter the frequency of giving and abundance, the success you attract is magical. The success you attract is incredible. Is it comfortable always? No. But does it build a strong character? 100% yes. And that strong character, my friends, will take you way further than anything else. So I've given you lots of examples today. I've given you lots of ideas, but essentially the core is shift your focus from getting to giving and watch the magic happen. So let me know in the comments, what are you thinking about this? How are you going to embrace the idea of giving rather than just receiving? And how you're going to start giving more and more and more value until going the extra mile becomes your default operating system. I'd love to hear your ideas. That's your way of giving back. And I promise I'm going to read the comments so I see how the growth happens and how all of you are moving forward as well. Once again, thank you so much for giving me the honor of being here, of spending your time with me here. I value it, I honor it, and I hope I was able to help you gain a new insight today. Thank you so much, and I'll see you once again in the next video.